Ansonia site. So what we're looking at is a piece of property on the north side of the water treatment facility. And this is unused, dormant, vacant land. There's some contamination from previous use where it was an actual aerobic composting site where people dump leaves and grass clippings. What we'll do there is cap the contaminants there and build a plant on the north side of the waste treatment facility. And we'll be bringing food waste in there that will convert to methane. We use that methane in the generators that will power the waste treatment facility and other buildings in the area. I'll get to some of the actual layout of the transmission. But the idea here is we're going to build a $30 million plant at the site, take about 150 tons of food waste a day. That'll create about 60 tons or so of compost material that will be shipped off-site. And it'll produce about 2 megawatts of energy. In fact, 2 megawatts is more energy than the city actually uses. The city uses about 1 megawatt or so. So we're producing more energy than the city actually uses, which will make it one of the greenest, since they're going to be using the energy, one of the greenest cities in the U.S. It will look like at the north side of the building. There's a couple tanks that have several stages of the digestion process, completely hermetically sealed. You've got your 150 tons of food waste, providing 2 megawatts of what's classified in Connecticut as Class 1, the highest rating for renewable energy. So from the state perspective, anaerobic digestion is a very good thing because it's up there with solar and wind as far as very clean Class 1 energy. Again, it's a $30 million capital project. I'll show you some pictures in a minute, some different angles. Now, how the actual process works, we have trucks that come in with just pure organic waste. Now, this isn't waste that's coming off your plate. This is stuff that's coming from grocery stores, coming from restaurants, coming from food processors. Food that's not been eaten. It's pre-consumer food. And that's a lot of it. Probably, I've read studies where 1 out of 7 trucks that come to a grocery store, they have to throw it out before it hits the shelf because it's already rotting. So that's the type of food we would be getting for now because it would be quite clean without contaminants. You might have a little bit of plastics, but what happens is we bring this in and put it through the pre-processing. So a truck would come in and into a building, a closed building, door shuts, they dump their trash, they dump the food waste in, it's ground into a pulp. This pulp is then moved into anaerobic digestion tanks, the 3 tanks. We'll have another view shortly. But the 3 tanks will process this as the food decomposes. Methane will be taken out and run into the generator. So we get compost coming out of the tanks, and the electricity being sold to the city. And this is a close-up of what the actual plant looks like. So we'll have the trucks come into a building, it's enclosed, things are dumped. We'll get to probably your biggest concern is an odor issue. I'll get to that shortly. But the food is moved as a pulp into the digester and through digester hydrolysis tanks. That is where the conversion of methane comes. And the compost digestate, we call it, is moved back and then carted off the truck. The buffer tank is where methane moves into get cleaned up a bit because it'll have water content, water vapor. You don't want water vapor going through an engine. It's not a good thing.